Hey guys, this is DJ Triple J, and I'm going to show you how I put together this 4-lane 16 car starter for my die-cast racing. I started off with the yellow analog 2-lane starters. You had to push the button, let them rip. Well, I grew up with 4 lanes, orange track, and then my Sizzlers wore out, and so I went to fat track into orange track. Once I figured out I needed to make a merge because 3 lanes was lame, so I wanted to go 4. So I was faced the same problem and I couldn't get anything on the market, so I decided, you know what, I can build it. So let me take this track off and show you how it works. I've already unscrewed the screws, so I'm just going to do it like this. Orange track, standard size. Okay, this is raw. I used polyboard. That's what I used to make this, and I used my hot glue gun, with the Gorilla glue sticks. And these are really handy. These are paint stirrers. They also work well as track connectors. If you put a little tape around them or something, maybe you can. Anyway, they work great. I got them from the Home Depot. And I use those on top. I use some 1/8" paneling for the bottom with polyboard glued onto the bottom as well. It's basically just a rectangular box. I had planned to give you the measurements, but I forgot to do that. So anyway, it's 4 lanes wide. All right, let me give you some rough measurements. The length of the cabinet is, this is dual tape. This is Old English System and metric. So metric, we got 41.5 millimeters. And in the Old English, we have about 16.5 inches. That's the length. And the width is about 18.5 millimeters by 7. It's all based on your track bed. See, the track bed, this sits on top of, underneath here like this, and then there's going to be a clamp right here that I can adjust it, and an anchor as well on the back. And then up here will be a guide like spools. Here's a little illustration of that. The spools, I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do that. And the clamp, well, it's a little bulky, rough sketch. Oh yeah, here's a sketch of the mechanism. I spent days and days constructing this on paper. Yeah, that was my first sketch, I think, really. It's really fun to do. I can't wait to finish it. But it's race ready now. I can just drive a couple screws in the side into the track bed, and then I can let it rip. Okay, here's the mechanism. We've got dual solenoids. They're 12 volt. They're working in tandem. I don't have the electrical guts hooked up yet. In the back here, you'll see this is a counterweight, because believe it or not, this copper wire is kind of heavy. And anyway, let me just show you. All right, there's the side view. It's in the up position. Bam! And they're off. Watch how the counterweight moves. It was really tricky getting this thing right. And it took some hours. I soldered it up on my soldering station, and with a magnifying glass so I could see what I was doing. And they're not bad. I had one break already, but never in action. The linkage is a real trick. This is something that you'll just have to play with. Because I thought about taking it apart for you, but sorry about that. I'm an idiot. See, the center has to be loose. I mean, it's soldered onto here, but this part right here is very important that this is loose. I don't know exactly why. Because the solenoids, you know, if they would pull instead of push, you know, you pull and then it's easier to design it for these to come down. But since it's a push-pull solenoid, it pushes up. And, you know, you could easily do that and make it go up, but making it go down is the hard part. So that's where the funky design came. But it works, and it's been reliable, and I can't wait to get it on the track and race it. And maybe you guys could, you know, build something like this too. Maybe it'll inspire you to get a 4-lane track going. So the polyboard, the glue, oh, there's some Teflon washers in there. Number 12 copper wire, silver solder. It wasn't even very hot soldering iron. A 12-volt power adapter. Probably best to buy one and buy the motherboard, something that has a, you know, the proper electronics. Now I'm going to learn how to do that myself. See, I got myself an electronic playground, and you may laugh, but it works really great. These are little springs, and you stick the wire in there to make your circuits, and you've got all these different devices like, oh, there's a capacitors, there's a transformer up here, there's LEDs, there's like a speaker, and there's like a, I don't know, there's a lot of experiments, and it says 50. Duh. How many? Yeah, there's 50 on there, and I've gone through like about 6 or 7 of them, and it is pretty cool. And the knowledge that I need to complete this project is all in here. So it's a little bit of time away. But let's see, I'll show you some side drawings. Okay, this is some, which one? Okay, this one here is a pretty good example of that mechanism. This is before I realized I needed 2 solenoids. That's probably the closest thing. And then I had to make a Y off it on the bottom. Oh, that one looks pretty close too. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Okay, well, you guys enjoy, and I'm DJ Triple J, and I'll see you at the track.